in the first chapter of RK Motors' Legend of Le Mans. In the early 1960s, Henry Ford II had a mission. He wanted to win at Le Mans. In April 1964, Ford showed the world their answer to Ferrari, the Ford GT. The finish would go down in history as Ford's first Le Mans victory, and historians would recall the events as a complete domination of Ferrari. Despite the controversial finish, there was no denying the success of the GT40. Henry Ford II had accomplished his dream and then some, but it was this Ford GT40, chassis 1046, that started it all.
There really is no controversy. That car won Le Mans.
As we enter the second chapter, we'll deconstruct the pieces involved in Ford's domination of Ferrari at Le Mans and ask, how do you dismantle a legend? In addition to the Le Mans winning race-ready pieces, chassis number 1046 was affixed with many replacement and ancillary parts. But now, under the watchful eye of venerable car collector and racer Rob Kaufman, P1046 will be rebuilt anew, meticulously cataloging each one of these components in order to ensure that only the parts which Carroll Shelby destined to win at Le Mans are returned to the historic chassis. And with the first step, the removal of the handcrafted fiberglass body panels, the team at Rare Drive proves why their experience and craft are necessities in this task.
This door is heavy.
Upon the dissection of P1046, the team at Rare Drive discovered more of its hidden heritage and how the original purpose for chassis number 1046 had been tainted through a perpetual exchanging of hands. Not to say the masterpiece of engineering lost any of its visual luster to the general automotive enthusiast, but the team at Rare Drive are no generalists. Each piece removed becomes another specimen to be inspected and analyzed. These parts which crossed the finish line at Le Mans in 1966 will remain. Those which were added during the years experienced as a test mule or modern-day vintage racing, anything not on Henry Ford II's wish list, will become footnotes in P1046's legend. Subtle distortions of the past, such as the reversed race livery, have since been corrected, but other fragmented visions remain, such as the shorter tail section and the monstrous driver roll cage, an accessory that Bruce McLaren would never have envisioned obstructing his vision of the French countryside. The interior refinishing unfortunately didn't end with the modern fabricated safety provisions, as an entirely new interior was installed. This seemingly honest act cleansed the interior of the sweat, sacrifice, and fuel vapors which infused themselves into P1046 during that fateful finish at Le Mans, while McLaren and Amon fought for the black and white checkered flag, figuratively colored red, white, and blue that day. Painstaking detail takes place as thousands of photos are captured, cataloging the disassembly, and bolts and nuts know their place as each are bagged and tagged appropriately. After countless hours of disassembly and cataloging the legend, 1046 is now stripped to its bare chassis, with the entire drivetrain hanging by an engine crane, contemplating its former self. But in the next episode, we'll enter into the first step of renewal, discovering how each component of the GT40 was designed specifically with a single unified goal in mind. We welcome you to continue along with us here at RK Motors Charlotte in our ongoing series P1046 Legend of Le Mans. In Chapter 3, we'll restore the former technology that decimated the Scuderia dynasty.